was quite common amongst the children of the holy Imams alayhim salatu wassalam, not all of them, but quite often, that they would falsely claim imamah. And they were handsome, he was eloquent, for instance, a person. And now some people will say, why don't you declare imamah? Let's go ahead and declare imamah, and then we were going to fight for you. We're going to capture Makkah, Medina, and you would be caliph. And he said, why not? Why not? Let's do it. So there are many examples like that. And Zayd al-Nar led a rebellion in Basra against, in the time of Ma'mun, around year 200. His name is Zayd al-Nar, Zayd the Fire. Zayd the Fire. Why is called Zayd the Fire? Because he led the rebellion in Basra, and he set the houses of Bani Abbas on fire. Bani Abbas. Later on, Ma'mun, he was captured. He was sent to Ma'mun. Ma'mun said, why? If you had to set houses on fire, why didn't you start with Bani Umayyah? Why did you start with your own cousins, Bani Abbas? And what's their fault? They're your relatives. Why did you start setting their homes on fire? Zayd was very smart. He said, oh, I made a mistake. Next time, inshallah, I'll start with Bani Umayyah. Next time when I lead a rebellion, I will start with Bani Umayyah. So he was captured, and he was about to be killed. The governor of Basra, that region, he wanted to kill him. He put the sword on his neck. Somebody interceded. He said, don't do it. He is from he's from Bani Hashim. He's a cousin of Ma'mun. And if you kill him, the king, the caliph, may be mad at you. You are not from that clan. You are not his relative. You are not his cousin. You are killing the cousin of the king. Okay, this guy led a rebellion against the king, but if you kill him, if the king tomorrow feels love for his cousin, then he might kill you. And this happened before. His father Harun, he had the same thing, the problem of a rebellion by one of the Alavids. And the governor of Iraq killed him. And then Harun later on killed that governor. And he told him that I'm killing you because you killed my cousin. So this governor was terrified to kill him, so he kept him in jail, and then he sent him to Ma'mun. When he was sent to Ma'mun, Ma'mun was very clever and a politician. He was calculating everything quite strategically. And he figured out that if I kill him, I don't gain anything. But if I do a favor by releasing him to his brother, Al-Imam Rida alayhi salam, then I'll be doing a favor to Imam Rida alayhi salam, and I'd be obliging him, and I would look so compassionate and such a nice king. So that's what he did. He released him to Imam Rida alayhi salatu wasalam's care. And Imam Rida alayhi salatu wasalam, he showed his displeasure with Zayd, and he showed his anger at Zayd. And then Imam Rida alayhi salatu wasalam then never talked to Zayd again. And Zayd, this guy was, then he became a friend with Al-Mustansir, and he died later on. Al-Mustansir was one of the caliphs of Bani Abbas, and Samarra. At any rate, please consider these narrations. Uyun Akhbar al-Rida alayhi salam. Volume number 2. I don't know if this book has been translated into English. So if it has been translated, you can always, of course, read the English translation. Page number 257, chapter number 58. Conversations of Al-Imam Rida alayhi salam in councils of Rida alayhi salam with his brother, Zayd. And this is, of course, Zayd is not just any Sayyid. Today we have Sayyids all over the world, right? And how do we know today if someone is a Sayyid? We can't be sure, really. It's difficult. The only person we are sure is a Sayyid is the 12th Imam alayhi salam. The rest of the Sayyids, their Sayyidhood, their lineage, is merely family reputation and having a shajara, having a piece of paper at home, and a piece of paper that would show that he's the son of that person, that person, that person. Family tree. And having a family tree, these family trees are not all that credible, and they do not bring forth certainty, right? Certain, and that's another question. That how do you know a person is a Sayyid? And the times of the holy Imams alayhim salam, you could be quite certain most of the time, because this person is the cousin of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, his father is the uncle of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. And of course he's an Imam, he's a Sayyid. This person is the grandson of Imam Al-Hassan alayhi salam. Okay, he's a Sayyid, right? He's a Sayyid. but after now we are today living at this age today, after all the lack of record keeping in the Islamic world, never records were kept for anybody in the Islamic world. So all we have are these claims of Siyada. So if somebody is certain about his family tree, good for him. Good for him. But to be honest, these shajaras, if any person is honest between him and Allah, they could be indicative. There could be a clue that they could be Sayyid. But to be certain that they are Sayyid, maybe, perhaps not, right? But Zayd was the son of Imam al-Qadim alayhi salam, and he was the brother of Imam Rida alayhi salam. Let's read the hadith, the conversation of Imam Rida alayhi salam with his brother. Hassan ibn Musa ibn Ali al-Washa al-Baghdadi. Hassan ibn Musa al-Baghdadi says, I was in Khurasan with Imam Rida alayhi salatu was salam in his gathering, in his majlis, in his session, in his place of sitting and receiving people. And at that time, Zayd ibn Musa, his brother Zayd, was also present there. قد أقبل على جماعة في المجلس يفتخر عليهم. So Zayd, there were a group of people that Imam Rida alayhi salam was conversing with, and there was another group of people that Zayd was talking to. Zayd was talking to a group of people in that majlis, in that gathering. يفتخر عليهم. He was يفتخر عليهم. How do you say that? He was taking pride over them. He was extolling himself over them. That I'm from the progeny of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm a Sayyid. We Ahl al-Bayt. We Ahl al-Bayt this. We Ahl al-Bayt that. ويقول نحن ونحن. And he was saying, we Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam such and such. We Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam so such and such. So he was taking pride and honor. The same person who has abandoned Imama, he has become a Zaydi. he led a rebellion and he burnt so many houses. Probably killed so many people in those flames. And he was not only killed only because out of respect for Imam Rida alayhi salam and political calculations of Ma'mun. وأبو الحسن عليه السلام, Imam Rida alayhi salam, in the meanwhile, مقبل على قوم يحدثهم. He was facing a group of people and talking with them. فسمع مقالة زيد. At this time, Imam Rida alayhi salam heard what Zayd was saying. Zayd was saying he was really impressing that group of Shia with all his hadith that he was saying, نحن ونحن. We Ahl al-Bayt this, we Ahl al-Bayt that. Imam Rida alayhi salam said to Zayd, فالتفت إليه فقال. He turned to Zayd and said, يا زيد أغرك قول ناقلي الكوفة. يا Zayd, you have been fooled by the ahadith of muhaddithin in Kufa. Muhaddithin of those people who narrate hadith in Kufa. You have heard their ahadith about Ahl al-Bayt alayhim as-salam, and you have been fooled. You're deceiving yourself with those ahadith. You have been fooled. You have been deceived. You've been led astray. You got the wrong idea. This hadith, for instance, إن فاطمة عليها السلام أحسنت فرجها فحرم الله ذريتها على النار. This hadith, that Siddiqa الطاهرة سلام الله عليها أحسنت فرجها. She was extremely chaste. أحسنت فرجها. She safeguarded her chastity. She was extremely chaste. Okay. Therefore, Allah has prohibited her dhurriya, her children, against the fire of hell. So you have heard this hadith and you do not know what this hadith means, and you think it applies to you. You think that you will not, you Zaydun Nar, you Zayd the fire, you will not go to fire of hell. You think because of this hadith that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Siddiqa Tahira Salamullah alayha is so chaste, so infallible that Allah Ta'ala has made her children, her dhurriya, Allah has made her progeny haram, protected against the fire of hell. فوالله, I swear by Allah, ما ذاك إلا للحسن والحسين وولد بطنها خاصة. Say, Imam Rida alayhi salam said, by Allah, I take an oath by Allah, that this is not general for all her progeny until the day of judgment. This is specifically for whom? For Imam Hassan alayhi salam, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and those children who were born directly from her, like Zainab salamullah alayha, right? But specifically for them, it's not for everybody. For everybody, you are not included in that. Although you are my brother, you are the son of my father, Al-Imam Al-Kadhim alayhi salam, you're not included. So now this hadith, if not this explanation for Imam Rida alayhi salam, if you encountered this hadith, of course, you would understand the same thing. Okay, no Sayyid will ever go to fire of hell. But Imam Rida alayhi salatu wasalam took an oath by Allah and explained that. فأما أن يكون موسى بن جعفر عليهما السلام يطيع الله ويصوم نهاره ويقوم ليله وتعصيه أنت ثم تجيئان يوم القيامة سواه لأنت أعز على الله عز وجل منه. Zayd, your father, my father, Al-Imam Al-Kadhim alayhi salam, he always obeyed God. And he always, in his days, he used to fast. In his nights, he used to pray. Until the morning, he used to pray. And you, look at your character. You ta'asi, you are a person, a corrupt person. You commit sins. You commit sins. Ta'asi, you defy God. Then on the day of judgment, you come with Musa ibn Ja'far alayhi salam, with your father, and you are equally, he's protected against the fire of hell. You are protected against fire of hell. Right? You are both equal. If that were the case, that he is protected against fire of hell, while he used to never commit a sin, he used to always obey Allah, and he used to always fast in the days and pray at night, and you do everything. If you were both in the same category, then of course, then you are more dear to God. Then you are more revered in the eyes of Allah. Then Al-Imam Al-Kadhim alayhi salam, لأنت إن علي بن الحسين عليه السلام كان يقول, Imam Hussein عليه السلام, Imam زين العابدين سيد الساجدين عليه السلام used to say, لمحسننا كفلان من الأجر ولمسيئنا ضعفان من العذاب. لمحسن, any person from the clan of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, or the clan of, or the children of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, we do not exactly know, he means Bani Hashim or means Alavid only. Any person who commits a good deed, he gets double the reward. One reward for his action, one reward because he kept a good name for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And any person from amongst us who commits a sin, he gets double punishment. Min al-adhab. So do not fool yourself. قال الحسن الوشاح, Hassan al-Washah says, ثم التفت إلي, then the Holy Imam alayhi salam turned to me. فقال and said, يا حسن كيف تقرؤون هذه الآية؟ قال يا نوح إنه ليس من أهلك إنه عمل غير صالح. Allah Ta'ala said to Noah alayhi salam, no, with regard to his son, Noah, your son, he is not from your Ahl. He's not from your Ahl Bayt. إنه عمل غير صالح. He is an indecent action. He is an indecent action. Okay. Imam alayhi salam turned to me, Hassan ibn al-Washah, in which way do you recite this verse? I said there are some people who recited إنه عمل غير صالح, and some people recited إنه عمل غير صالح. عمل. What would be the difference in translation? Okay, first translation. عمل غير صالح. He is an indecent action. He is an action of debauchery. He is an act of debauchery. Okay. Second, إنه عمل غير صالح. He has carried out indecent actions. So these are two ways that people recite this verse. And then I said, those who recite إنه عمل غير صالح, فقد نفاه عن أبيه. فقد نفاه عن أبيه. Those who recite this verse on these grounds, that he is عمل غير صالح, that he is an indecent action. Such a person, these people, they claim that he is indecent action. He is acts of debauchery. They maintain that he was bastard, basically. His Nuh alayhi salam's wife carried out his sin. And Nuh alayhi salam didn't know, so he said, "Oh Allah, save my son, he's my family." But Nuh alayhi salam didn't know. Say this, they claim this. Because he was not really from his seed. He was not from the seed of Noah. That's what they maintain. فقال عليه Imam Rida alayhi salam replied, "Kalla, no, never. That is the case. لقد كان ابنه, he was his son. ولكن لما عصى الله عز وجل نفاه عن أبيه." However, because he defied God, because he committed sins, because he had a low character, because he opposed his father, said, you're not the prophet, you're lying. Because of this, Allah Ta'ala said, he is not from your Ahlul Bayt. He's not from your family. He's not your progeny. He's not your son. Because of that. كذا, likewise, من كان منا لم يطع الله عز وجل فليس منا. Likewise, Hassan. And Imam Rida alayhi salam is saying this right after showing his anger, his discomfort at Zayd, his brother. And the implications are quite clear. What he's saying to Imam Rida alayhi salam. Imam Rida alayhi salam said, likewise, man kana minna, whoever comes from our family, is from us, is from our progeny, is from our family. Lam yuti' Allah, from our family. He does not obey Allah Azza wa Jal, the exalted. فَلَيْسَ مِنَّا, he is not from us. وَأَنْتَ إِذَا أَطَعْتَ اللَّهَ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ فَأَنْتَ مِنَّا أَهْلِ الْبَيْتِ. And you, he said this brother is right there, implying that his brother is not from him. And then he said, you, Hassan al-Washa, if you obey God and you carry out decent actions and uphold a good character, then you would be from us Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam.